Hi, fifth graders. So today we are going to be talking all about polygons. And no, unlike this Friday Funny, I do not mean that a polygon is when your parrot has escaped. Get it? I know, I'm hilarious. All right, moving on. A polygon instead is a closed plane figure. That means it's a shape that's made up of three or more line segments that meet at points. And you might remember from last year that these points are called vertices. So where the two line segments meet, that forms something called a vertice. And when you connect three or more of these line segments together, that creates a closed plane figure. Now, a polygon is basically a two-dimensional figure. These are things that you can draw on a piece of paper. So you're probably familiar with a lot of them, like the triangle with 3 sides, angles, and vertices, a quadrilateral with 4 sides, angles, and vertices. A pentagon has 5 sides, angles, and vertices. A hexagon has 6 sides, angles, and vertices. Now this one you might not be as familiar with the name of, but it follows the same pattern. It's called a heptagon, and a heptagon has 7 sides, angles, and vertices. An octagon has 8 sides, angles, and vertices. A nonagon doesn't mean there's none, it means there's 9 sides, angles, and vertices. And finally, a decagon is a shape that has 10 sides, angles, and vertices. So some of these are more common than others, but you can find examples of shapes that meet each of these categories in your everyday life. Now, there's one new thing we're going to talk about this year. You've probably heard the names of the shapes before, but this year we're also going to talk about whether a shape is regular or irregular. And I don't mean is it something that's common or not. Regular and irregular are math terms. Regular polygons have congruent angles and sides. Congruent is a fancy math term for saying that they are the same length or the same size. So you'll notice I have 3 shapes down below. The first one I can count has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, and these little loops inside each of these spaces here represent the 5 angles. I know that a shape with 5 sides, 5 angles, and 5 vertices is called a pentagon. Now you'll notice that each of the sides has a single line through it, and each angle has one single loop. That's the mathematician's way of telling you that all of those sides are exactly the same size and all of the angles have the exact same measurement. When something has the same length, the same size, or the same angle measurement, we can say that it's congruent. And congruent angles and sides mean we have a regular polygon. So this particular shape is a regular pentagon. Let's take a look at the shape in the middle. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. A 6-sided shape is a hexagon. Now I have to decide if my hexagon is regular or irregular. I see a single slash mark through every single side. That's a good sign so far. Let me check my angles. Now in each of my angles, I have a loop with 2 dash marks. As long as all of those are the same, we can also say that the angles of this hexagon are congruent. So if I have congruent sides marked by the single slash mark and congruent angles marked by the loop with the 2 hash marks, I can say that this hexagon is a regular hexagon. Now let's take a look at the triangle off to the side. I can see very easily it's a triangle because it has 3 sides and 3 angles. Now I need to decide, is this triangle regular or irregular? I see a single slash mark through 2 of the sides, but 2 blue hash marks through the base of the triangle or the bottom. With my angles, I have something very similar. I see a loop with 1 single hash mark in 2 of the angles, but a loop with 2 hash marks in the third. That tells me that my sides and my angles are not all the same length or the same measurement. So when we don't have congruent sides or angles, we can say that this shape is irregular. So this last example is an irregular triangle. Use this notes page to help you as you complete your practice for today. Great job, guys. Thanks for watching.